All righty. So California is a two-party state, which means that because this meeting is recorded, if you don't want to be recorded, we ask that you leave the meeting rather than sue us later. No, that's not what I meant, but you get the gist of it. So today we're going to talk about opening one of a minor suit. When Bob was here last week, he spoke about opening one of a major. And I'm going to talk about common responses that partner may make. And I'm giving you a heads up that there are two things in here that you're going to hate. But at some point you will love them. I promise it. So, and I even have a slide to try and motivate the love. So first, my grandson had his first birthday yesterday, and it's unclear to me if that's his foot or if he's got another baby trapped in there and he's actually a cannibal. but I thought you'd all get a kick out of that. So let me start out with a reminder. Bidding is a conversation, and in that conversation we're trying to answer two questions. What suit do we want to play in, or maybe no trump? And how high do we want to bid? Do we want to bid to game, or do we want to stop short of that? Do we want to bid all the way to slam? And to make the decision about how high, we have to have a sense of how strong our hand is. And we do something called counting points to help us know how strong our hand is. And that helps us make decisions about, do we stop low? Do we invite partner to bid game, or do we ourselves force to game? And the way that we count points, if we're thinking about making an opening bid, we count up our high card points, and then we add points for length. So since I don't know when Gorin or Culbertson or whoever came up with it, if you count an 8, an ace is 4, king is 3, queen is 2, jack is 1, and add them all up, that gives you a pretty good sense of how powerful your high cards are. And then in addition, if you have a long suit, eventually everybody else runs out of cards in the suit and you end up taking tricks. And so long suits are powerful. So we add length. We add 1 point for the 5th card in a suit and another point for the 6th card, and so on and so forth. And then suppose Lori and I are partners and she has opened a spade. So I know she has 5 spades and I have spade support. So I know we're going to end up in a spade contract and I'm going to be dummy. So I need to evaluate how good my hand is as dummy for her. And so we do a slightly different process. We count our high card points because they're still going to take tricks, whether they're in dummy or in declarer's hand. But also she's the one with the long trumps and I'm the one with the shorter trumps. And so she may be able to take losing cards in her hand and trump them in dummy, which creates additional tricks. So if I have short suits in my hand, that has value. So I'll add to the high card points, I'll add 1 for a doubleton and 3 for a singleton. And if I've got plenty of trumps, I'll add even more for a void. So the first thing I wanted to do today was talk a little bit about typical 1 club and 1 diamond openers. Clubs and diamonds are the minor suits. And I'm going to show you, I think it's maybe half a dozen hands on this page. Each one has 13 high card points, so we don't have to spend a lot of time counting. So here's one: 3 spades, a heart, 5 diamonds, and 4 clubs. And it's got 13 high card points, and 1 for length is 14. So that's an opening bid, and we would bid diamonds. Diamonds is our longer suit. We'd bid diamonds. And here's another one where the diamonds and the clubs are kind of switched. In fact, exactly switched. And so in this case, we'd open a club because it's the longer suit. And you'll notice that I made the short suit have ace, king, queen, and the long suit be ace, and then a bunch of little tiny stuff. And it's really important to bid your longer suit. The longer suit is what you want to have as trump. If you have on this right-hand hand, if diamonds are trump, yeah, you got 3 or 4 diamond tricks, but you may not get many tricks out of the clubs, depending. But if the clubs are trump, your little clubs will eventually be good trump tricks. So we bid the longer suit. Sometimes you'll have a pretty flat hand like this. If this had 15 to 17 high card points, we'd be thrilled to open 1 no trump, but it doesn't. So we'd open a diamond with that. Let me pause for a moment. Questions, comments? Okay. So notice in each one of these cases that we open the longer suit. Let's look at another hand where we've got 4.
But wait a minute, I do
Yeah.
have a question. I thought we weren't supposed to open with 4. You said you would open with a diamond.
In a major suit, we have to have 5 cards to open a major suit. But in a minor suit, we don't need to have 5 cards.
Oh, thanks. Okay.
I should have put that as the very first thing here. Sorry.
So
In this hand, we have 4 hearts and 4 clubs. We don't, as you pointed out, we don't have enough hearts to open 1 heart. So even though the clubs are all these little tiny dribbly cards, we can't bid a heart. So we'll open a club. And if you have equal length suits, in these cases over on the first 3 hands, there was always a longer minor suit. But if you've got the same length in diamonds and clubs, and again, we only have 4 hearts, so we can't open a heart. If you have the same length, you open the higher ranking suit. So we bid a diamond, partner will bid something, and then we'll bid our club suit.
Excuse me, Phil, is there a
Yes.
way to make the screen bigger? It's very small and it usually isn't.
It's
And I-
maximized on my screen.
What?
It's maximized on my screen.
Yeah, that may be at your end, Helen, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I'm trying to do it.
Yeah.
I have a question, Phil.
Yes,
Kathy taught us that if you have 3 clubs and 3 diamonds, you actually open a club. So
next
is it-
slide.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said
No,
with
I
equal length. I saw the
I-
equal length.
like having a plant.
Okay, I have a question. How come in the second to last one, there's not a shortness point for the spade?
Because we're thinking about making an opening bid. And
Right.
when we're thinking about making an opening bid, we
got it.
only count length, not
Got
short.
it. Sorry. Yep.
Now, Lee, did you learn this game a long time ago and you counted shortness for?
Nope. Nope.
Well, that's, my mom taught me to count shortness in the 60s. And then I took, decades off from the game and I came back to the game and everybody said, don't count shortness, count length for an opening bid.
Okay.
And I was like, you're disrespecting my mother. I'm not going to listen to you. And after a month or 2, I realized that they were right.
So I have a question.
Yes.
When that second to the last one, it says you say open your highest ranking suit. So you go diamond, 1 diamond instead of 1 club.
Yeah.
That goes counter to what seems reasonable to me. Why wouldn't you open the 1 club so that your partner would be able to go 1 diamond if they had diamond?
Well, we'll look at some things like that. If you open a diamond and partner has diamonds, partner could raise the diamonds. I mean, the real short story here is, to paraphrase an excellent bridge player, clubs and diamonds are not suits.
Oh,
We want to play in a major, right? And the reason we bid the higher ranking suit is like on this one on the right, we'd open a diamond, maybe partner bids a heart. We bid 2 clubs and then we bid clubs again and partner gets the message that we got a boatload of both of them. And then they can, if they have a little bit better diamonds than clubs, they can return us to diamonds without having to bid up a level. So that's why we start with the higher and bid the lower, because then partner can put us back without having to go up. So
I have a question about the last hand that you have there, where you
Yes.
have 2 5-card minor suits.
Yep.
Is it okay to count length in both of them?
I would,
Do you only count it in what you think will be the trump suit?
I'd count it in both. Because, you're likely to call trumps and then probably get some tricks out of your little ones in the other suit. Length is wonderful. So I won't read the
Gotcha.
notes at the bottom. We've talked about them a lot. So to the point that got raised earlier, we have a very, very firm rule that we don't open hearts or spades unless we have 5 of them. So that puts some pressure on us sometimes. Let's take a look at a hand. Here I've got 4 spades and 4 hearts. I got 13 high card points. So I want to make an opening bid, but I can't bid spades or hearts because we don't lie to our partner, right? So I'm going to have to open diamonds or clubs. So I'm going to open a club. And here's another situation. And what am I going to do? I'm going to hope that partner bids a heart, right? Or partner bids a spade. I'm going to start with a club and see what develops.
And do you say a club so that your partner knows you don't really have a 1 club?
Now that's very funny. I don't know if any of you have played in-person bridge with the things where you pull out the cards and set them down on the table to show your bid. You pull out a card that says 1 club and you put it on the table. And the reason for that is so that I can't distinguish between 1 club and a club when I speak. Or I remember, playing with my high school friends, it was very common for somebody to bid 2 spades, and you can't do that. So
Hey,
here's
Phil.
another hand.
Phil?
Yeah.
Phil, if you were the second person bidding and the opponent bid, with that first hand, would you do an opening double or not?
If the person on my right, and we'll talk about takeout doubles in a few weeks, but let me answer the question. If the person on my right opened a diamond, I would make a takeout double. And I
Okay,
would hope that partner bid hearts or spades. And
okay,
if they bid
thanks.
clubs, I'd figure, they probably have 5 of them because clubs is not a suit. So here's another hand, and this time I've got 3 diamonds and 3 clubs. And this is the question that Karen had. When you have 3 of each, open a club. It just leaves open 1 club. It just leaves a little bit more room for the conversation with partner. And it's all about shape. Note that I put the strength here in the diamond suit. So if you're 3-3 in the minors, you'd open 1 club. And then there's this one very yucky distribution. It's not yucky really, but I've got 4 spades and 4 hearts and 3 diamonds and 2 clubs. This time I'm going to open a diamond. And that's the one and only time that you would open a 3-card diamond suit. So,
Bill, you wouldn't open is that too unbalanced for one?
the problem is it's only got 13 high card points.
Oh,
If I could sneak in 2 more, I'd be really happy.
yeah.
Yeah. So Lori, as long as you're unmuted, if we're playing as partners and I open 1 diamond, are you worried that I might only have a 3-card diamond suit? Or if I open 1 club, are you worried about whether I have 3 clubs or a real club suit? And the answer is probably, because as soon as people see this slide, they get real worried about that. Well, let's look at the data. Partners, if I open up a minor suit, it's almost always 4 cards. 97% of the 1 diamond openers are 4 cards. And 87% of the 1 club openers are 4 cards or longer.
Oh, I see.
So,
what you mean. Yeah.
so sometimes we have to open these funny little suits, but they're only with these unique hands. So we'll talk more about that. So most of the time, a minor opener is a 4-card suit or longer. So we good with that?
Yes.
Okay. So if partner opens a minor, we still love to play in no trump or a major. And remember, the goal of bidding is to figure out what suit and how high. I recommend that every time you sit down to play bridge and every time you start sorting your cards or you look at them on screen, tell yourself, all we have to do is figure out what suit and how high. And I realized today when I put this bubble on here that that's the best piece of bidding advice you will ever get. Just remind yourself at the start of every auction, all we're trying to figure out is what suit and how high. And it makes life easier. And then our priorities, if we have enough strength to get that high, are to play in 4 of a major or 3 no trump or 5 of a minor, because we get a big game bonus. And usually you need between the 2 hands, 25 or 26 points to make game in a major or in no trump, and 29 in a minor. And because for the same number of tricks, minors score lower than no trump or majors, we're always trying to find a major fit or a no trump.
Bill, what does it mean when you say if have suits stopped? What does stopped mean?
Stopped, so I'm declarer in 3 no trump. And once upon a time, I was the declarer in 3 no trump, and the opening leader led the ace of spades. And then he played the king of spades. And then he played the queen of spades, and everybody else was out of spades, and he played 4 more spades, and he took the first 7 tricks. I did not have spades stopped. If I had had the ace of spades, he couldn't have done that. If I had had the king of spades protected, king and 1 or 2 little ones, he couldn't have done that. If I had the, queen of spades and a couple little ones, he couldn't have done that. So having a suit stopped means you've got enough honor cards that the bad guys can't just rip off, 5, 6, 7 tricks in the suit. Great question. Did that answer it?
Yes.
Okay, super. So here are the key things about responding after partner opens a minor. After partner opens a minor suit, if you have 6 or more points, you have to say something. Any conjectures as to why? How strong is partner?
To
You don't want
describe, to describe your hand?
Yeah.
No, you can't leave them in a minor.
Right.
Well,
3
what I'm
cards.
saying here is if you have 6 points, you must bid. If you have 4, you'd pass. How strong can partner be? A 1 opener is like 12 to 21 points, right? If I bid a diamond or if I bid whatever, all I'm telling you is I've got at least 12 points, but I could be way high up to like 21. And so if Lori's my partner and she opens a diamond and I've got 6 points, if she's at the top of her range, we're going to have game. So I need to respond if I have 6 points or more. Same thing if she opens a major. And the second thing about if partner opens a minor suit, if you are lucky enough to have a major with 4 or more cards, you really want to bid it. And the reason for that is we always want to play in a major rather than a minor. And
What about high card points? Do you have to?
well, I'll have to have 6 points.
Right, but
But if I have the 6 points and I'm going to speak, if I have a major, I'll mention it. And I think we'll look at some examples, but Patty, suppose you open a diamond and I have 4 diamonds, but I also have 4 hearts. I'm going to bid a heart. I'm not going to raise your diamonds.
Even if you've got 10 high?
Yeah, I'm going to show my 4 card major
Okay,
because I'm desperately hoping that you also have one.
okay.
'Cause
Bill,
yes.
when you say must, is it really a must? So let's say your partner opens a club or a diamond, and then the person in between you bids a spade or no trump. Now you're going up to the 2 level.
Yeah, then life gets complicated.
Okay.
I don't have a slide on that
So it's
today.
not a must. It's a,
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm assuming that the bad guys are passing throughout.
okay.
I should have had that caveat. Thank you. Let's assume the bad guys pass throughout. Somehow when you take,
You mean the opponents?
oh yeah, the opponents, maybe they're not bad guys.
And fill in your second line where you say major with 4+ cards. Is that 4 high card point
No,
cards?
it's just length. It could be the 2, 3, 4, 5. Length is everything. Length is everything. I mean, let's think about it for a minute. Suppose you and I are partners and I have the 2, 3, 4, 5 of spades and you have the 6, 7, 8, 9. And the opponents have the top 5 spades. Well, it doesn't sound very good, except if they split 3-2, their spades are going to fall on each other, and our last little spades are going to be good. So it's all about length. It's all about length.
Phil, I have
Yes.
a question. So just to clarify, so if you're opening, you need 5 majors,
Yes,
but if you're responding, you only need 4.
that's correct. That's
Okay.
correct. And we'll look at that in some detail today. And when my mom taught me bridge, we would open 4-card majors. But there is improved technology nowadays. It's all about trying to find your 8-card major fit and restricting yourself to opening 5-card majors makes it easier to find that. But it also means that if I open a diamond, I might be holding 4 spades or 4 hearts. And so I'm desperately hoping that you, Julie, my partner, will bid a heart, and then I can say 2 hearts, and we have found our 8-card major fit. Was that helpful? Okay, so partner opens a diamond or a club showing 12 to 21 points, and almost always 4 or more cards in that suit. It's almost always a real suit. And suppose you've got this hand. So partner has opened a minor, you've got 8 high card points, so you have to say something because partner could have 21. And you want to keep the bidding alive, got to keep the bidding alive. And partner could have a 4-card spade suit. We saw a lot of hands like that earlier where they had a 4-card spade suit, but they couldn't open a spade. So you've got got more than 6 high card points, so you must respond. And you bid a spade, you bid your 4-card spade suit, and you desperately hope that partner has 4 spades. So, for example, maybe opener's hand looks like this. I'm counting about 14 high card points. He's got 4 spades, but with the shape of his hand, he had to open a diamond. And this is the same hand over here for you. I mean, let's take a look at this. We got an 8-card spade fit. We got 4 nice diamond tricks, couple of club tricks. 2 spades is a great contract. And we'll look at the auction in a minute, but opener would say a diamond. You would say a spade. Opener would say 2 spades. Hey, partner, I've got 4 of them. We got a fit. And then you'd say pass. I've told you everything there is about my hand. So that would be the typical bidding conversation. So maybe partner's hand looks like this. So this is a wonderful hand. This is 18 high card points. And if you have the same hand, wow, all of a sudden now, 4 spades is a great contract. And responder has to start out by bidding that 1 spade. That's how you'll find your 4-4 fit. I probably should have put the auctions on this page, but I couldn't make them fit. So we good with this?
Yep.
All
So I
right.
have a question.
Yes.
A 2 club means you have a weak hand, but a 2 spades does that mean weak as well?
I'm sorry, I'm not following.
Okay,
As an opening bid?
yes.
Yeah, two clubs is what we reserve for the super strong opening bid.
Okay.
So a 2 club opener is a huge hand, and we'll in week 23 or something, we'll talk about what to do when you have a long suit and a weak hand. And that's
Okay.
typically open at the 2, 3, or 4 level.
Bill,
So yes,
on that last hand.
Yep.
So he opens a diamond, the responder says a spade. And what does the opener say as his next bid?
well, I really like that hand on the left, and notice that after this person bids a diamond and this person bids a spade, opener knows we want to play in spades, so that's answered one of the questions. And actually responder is going to be the declarer.
Mm-hmm,
So we're going to be the dummy.
mm-hmm.
So in addition to our 18 beautiful high card points, we can add 1 for shortness because we're
Okay.
the dummy.
19, I see.
So we got 19, and so I'm just going to bid 4 spades. It's going to go
Okay.
diamond to spade, 4 spades,
Okay, great. Okay.
at least for me. So if you have 4 or more cards in a major and partner opens a club, I probably should have put this one before, and partner opens a club or a diamond, you want to bid your major suit. So here's your hand again, 7 high card points. You got 4 hearts. So what you'll do is you'll show your heart suit. If partner opens a club, you show your heart suit. If partner opens a diamond, you'll show your heart suit. Because partner may have a 4-card heart suit, and what we really, really care about is major suits. And sometimes we're lucky enough to have 2 4-card majors. So this is your hand now. You've got 4 spades and 4 hearts, and partner has opened a club or a diamond. What we want to do in responding is bid a major suit, but we want to bid them what's called up the line. So we're going to bid the hearts first. And we'll see on this slide and the next slide why that works out really well. So we bid 1 heart. I'm going to do these kind of fast because they're rare. If you had 2 5-card majors, you bid spades first. And if you have majors of different length, you bid the longer one first. I want to have that in the materials, but I don't really want to do it in detail. So here's another example. Opener bids a club or a diamond. And now you've got, again, 7 high card points and 4 spades and 4 hearts. So we're going to bid our 4-card suits up the line. We're going to bid 1 heart first. This is super important. It's just, I can't tell you how important it is. And we'll look at some examples. Let's bid a heart and see what opener says. And maybe this is opener's hand. Okay, so they started with a diamond. And now we look at our hand, partner bid a diamond, so we'll bid a heart. And now opener can now show her 4-card spade suit. So this is the conversation. I have an opening bid and I'm bidding 1 diamond. I have at least 6 points and at least 4 hearts. Well, I have a biddable spade suit. I've got a 4-card spade suit. And then you're really happy. And you say, I've got a 4-card spade suit too. And opener passes. And it's a great contract. So that was the conversation. A diamond, a heart, a spade, 2 spades.
Now, Phil, what if you had an extra king in there, the king of spades or the king of hearts, or maybe the ace of hearts?
If
Would
I had
you-
10 points over here,
Right.
it'd be borderline between bidding 2 spades and inviting by bidding 3 spades.
Okay.
It'd be borderline.
Refresh
If I
my
had
memory.
11, I'd jump.
Bill, can you refresh my memory on your earlier slide? There was one when you did the higher first. When was that rule?
Well, we bid 4-card suits up the line as responder. But
Yeah.
if we happen to be blessed with 2 5-card suits, which happens about once every zillion hands, you bid the 5-card suit first and then the 4-card suit. And then because you have the agreement that if you're 4-4, you go up the line, now partner knows that the one you bid first has 5.
Okay. And are you the responder on both of those?
Yes, I was responder on both of those. And a lot of what happens in bridge is you draw inferences, maybe not on the first bid, but on the second bid. So, and I better not go down that rabbit hole. So, okay, so let's look at an example. It's similar to the one we had before. Opener bid a diamond, and you're sitting here with this hand. 7 high card points, 4 spades, 4 hearts. So you bid a heart. Let's see what the opener does. Well, it turns out maybe opener has this hand. So opener can now show her 4-card spade suit. And you're thrilled to hear that. So you tell her, gee, I've got 4 spades also. And she'll pass. And 2 spades is a great contract. And now let's give opener a different hand. Let's just swap openers, spades and hearts. So opener's going to bid a diamond. And we're going to bid up the line. We're going to bid 1 heart. And let's see what opener does. Opener again has 4 hearts. Opener was the one who was thrilled now to hear us bid hearts. So opener will say, hey, I got 4 hearts also. And we'll say, pass. And we reached a great contract. And so this is the benefit of bidding up the line. If you think about it for a minute, suppose opener bids a diamond, and suppose we had bid a spade. Opener is now going to bid 1 no trump. And we would pass. And we would never find the heart fit. So by bidding, if you have 4 spades and 4 hearts, if you bid the hearts first, you will find either the 4-4 spade fit like this, or the 4-4 heart fit like this. So that's why we bid the 4 card suits up the line. And you don't need to memorize what these pictures look like or anything. Just bid your 4 card suits up the line and good things will come to you. Questions about that? Okay. And remember, I promised you some things you'd hate. Oh, what do you know? So let's take a look at these 2 hands. Opener has a pretty nice hand. She got 14 beautiful high card points. She's got 5 spades. She's got some distribution. You know, it's always nice to have 2 longer suits instead of a flat hand. And let's look at responder. Responder has, 6 high card points and a long diamond suit. Have you ever seen the auction go like this? 1 spade, opener's really happy. Responder is like, uh-oh, this is going to be trouble. I better tell him I have all these diamonds. And bids 2 diamonds. And then opener says, uh-oh, I've only got 2 diamonds. I better tell her that I've got a 4 card club suit. So I bid 3 clubs. And now responder's thinking, oh my gosh, I only 1 spade, only 2 clubs. I better tell her I have a bunch of diamonds. And then opener says, I don't like this. Well, if she's got diamonds and I have the other 3 suits, I'll just bid 3 no trump. And you go down 3, maybe you go down 5. We don't want this to happen. Has anybody ever seen this happen? Yeah.
Yes.
I used to remember playing, in my parents' house with high school friends, and, they'd have an argument about a heart, a spade, 2 hearts, 2 spades, 3 hearts, 3 spades, 4 hearts, 4 spades. And me and my brother just, keep going. So we have to have a way to make sure we don't go nuts and bid too high. So how do we avoid this kind of an accident? That, by the way, is the technical term for a bidding mistake. We never call it a mistake. We call it an accident. It's the only way for a bridge player to maintain any sense of self-worth and self-esteem. So how do we avoid this? The answer is responder needs more than a minimum to what's called go to the 2 level. Bidding the 2 diamonds here. For responder to go, like if this had been 1 heart and to bid 2 diamonds, or 1 diamond and to bid 2 clubs, you need more than a minimum to do that. And the accepted guideline in standard American is responder needs to have 10 high card points to make that 2 diamond bid. And in the short run, you're going to hate that. So with this hand, what what is responder going to do? What do you bid? You have to say something.
No trump.
No
One
trump.
no trump.
Yeah, you bid one no trump. How do you feel about bidding one no trump with that hand?
Not so good.
Not so good.
But it's better than staying in spades.
It's better than staying in spades, and it's better than getting up into the stratosphere and getting killed by the defenders. So let's look at what would happen. That one no trump response avoids that mess, because the bidding's going to go something like this: a spade, one no trump. Well, I better tell partner about my club suit. And the key point is this bid limits responder's hand. So opener immediately is thinking, we got to find a safe place to stop. We're not going to keep cranking all the way up to 3 no trump. We got to find a safe place to stop. So opener will try 2 clubs. And now responder is going to say, well, I got this weak hand, but I got a diamond suit, got a long diamond suit. And opener says, well, that seems like a safe place. I showed my 2 suits. She's limited. She didn't like them. 2 diamonds sounds like the safest place. And, you know, sometimes there's an accident, but this is way better than the accident we had on the other page. 2 diamonds is a great contract. I mean, my goodness, this is a wonderful contract. It's a wonderful contract. I'm going to throw
better
away
than
one
one
losing
no?
club on a spade. Yes, sorry.
Is that better than 1 no, Phil?
That's it's funny. I wrote this and then I thought, well, 1 no might not be too bad. It would depend. It would depend if they can hammer you in hearts or not.
Yeah, okay.
And the problem with no trump is you're probably never going to be able to get over to dummy to take any diamond tricks. Because the defense is going to hold up their ace of diamonds until you don't have any left, and you'll never get over there. So,
And
but-
what if you had a fit in hearts? Because you never tried the 4 hearts.
1 spade, 1 no trump. Let's imagine that the clubs and the hearts were switched.
No, I was thinking the responder.
Right, but let's walk through it. So suppose opener, I mean, we want to find a 4-4 fit, right? If we have one. Responder has 4. So let's imagine for just a minute that the 4 clubs, let me try to find that annotation thing. So let's imagine that opener has 2 more hearts and they don't have any clubs. They don't have these 2 clubs. Now it's going to go a spade, a no trump, 2 hearts. And this person will pass.
But I'm not, why wouldn't the responders, so the responder can't go up to the 2 level? Is that what we're saying?
Yes, for this person to bid at the 2 level, they need to have 10 high card points.
Okay.
For this person to bid at the 2 level, they need to have 10 high card points. And again, they can, and maybe this is a little too kind of heavy duty, but they can draw the inference that opener didn't have 4 hearts because opener didn't bid hearts, your opener bid clubs. And I think I'm kind of.
But if responder had 3 spades, they would have gone to the 2 level. So I mean, I guess I'm not.
Oh yes, responder would have raised spades. What we're talking about here
Right.
is situations where you don't have a fit. In fact, why don't we go to the very next
Until we
slide.
know we have a fit, we don't go up to the 2 level with 6 points.
Here's the definition of the 1 no trump response. If opener bids 1 of any suit and you bid a no trump, you're saying, I've got 6 to 9 high card points. I can't raise your suit. If I could raise your suit, I'd just bid 2 of it, right? There's no suit that I can bid at the 1 level. So I have to say something, but I can't raise your suit and I can't speak at the 1 level. And I'm not strong enough to speak at the 2 level. So my only choice is to bid 1 no trump. And this is the thing that drives people nuts and they hate. I'm not promising a balanced hand. I'm just saying the 3 things up above. Now, most of the time, you're going to have a balanced hand, but every now and then you're going to have a crazy one like the one we had last time. So the key point here that I think is confusing is a 1 no trump opening bid and a 1 no trump response are completely different creatures. A 1 no trump opening bid is 15 to 17 high card points balanced, and a 1 no trump response. So Kate opens a heart and I bid 1 no trump. I'm saying I got limited points. I can't raise your suit. I can't bid anything else at the 1 level. And so my only choice is bid 1 no trump. I'm not promising that I'm balanced. It's very different. So here's an example, 1 heart, and I'm the responder. Well, I have 6 to 9 points. I can't raise hearts. I don't have a suit I can bid at the 1 level. Bidding diamonds or clubs, I'd have to bid 2. So the only choice I have is to bid 1 no trump. And this one feels totally comfortable, right? I mean, when you make that 1 no trump bid, you feel totally comfortable. I told partner, you know, I'm 6 to 9, I'm weak, I can't raise your suit. And then once in a blue moon, you get something like this. And opener says a diamond or a heart or a spade, doesn't matter what they bid. You can't raise them. So you've got 6 to 9 points. You can't raise them. There's nothing you can bid at the 1 level. So your only choice is to bid 1 no trump. And then you'll clear up the confusion later. Or maybe you'll have an accident. You never know. Why not 2 clubs? Because you have to have 10 high card points to quote, go to the 2 level. And the 2 starred items here are the things that drive people crazy when this whole concept is introduced. It's the things that drive people crazy. And the reason right now you hate it, eventually you'll love it, because you'll realize all the times that you didn't end up in that 3 no trump mess that we showed about 3 or 4 slides ago. So how's it going? Is this okay?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep, very good.
yeah, very good.
Yep.
So let's look at some examples. You've got 3, 6, 7, 8 high card points, balanced hand, can't raise the club or the diamond, don't have a 4 card major to show. You have to bid something, you bid 1 no trump, and you wait to see what opener says. And you know, anything could happen. You know, maybe opener has this, and that's what, 14, pretty balanced. What does opener know about your hand?
On the first, on the left hand bidding,
Mhm.
if your opener bid a club and you have 4 of them, because you don't have enough points to go to 2.
Well,
right?
I need to distinguish between 1 club, 2 clubs, and 1 diamond, 2 clubs.
Oh, okay. Oh,
That's
right.
changing suit and going to the 2 level. But the other thing is, remember, clubs isn't a suit. So
What if they bid the no club suit? The opener bids 1 club. Can you say 2 clubs?
Yeah, of course you could. And
Okay.
most people at your experience level with bridge will happily bid 2 clubs. And I will bid 1 no trump. And sometimes I'll get us to a better place, and sometimes you will. That's the nature of the game. So here's an interesting question for you. So suppose opener has this hand, and opener starts with a diamond. And whoops, I didn't put it on there. Whoops. So opener starts with a diamond, and you bid 1 no trump. What should opener do? Should opener show her spade suit?
I would think so.
I think so.
How many spades do you have?
At most 3.
You have denied having
Wow.
4 spades.
Oh,
Isn't that a beautiful thing?
yeah.
So opener does not have to show her 4-card spade suit. And it can just be an unpleasant surprise to the defense when they're trying to defend the hand. So opener bids a diamond, you bid a no trump. Opener's going to pass. And 1 no trump's a great contract. It's a great contract.
So you're saying that if you'd had 4 spades, you would have answered opener's
Yes.
bid with the
I
1
would have
spade?
responded a spade. If I have a 4-card major, I'm going to bid it. And so opener knows I don't have 4 spades. And so opener doesn't need to show her 4-card spade suit. She can just pass and play 1 no trump, which is everybody's favorite contract.
But even if you have 4 spades as the responder, you wouldn't have 10 points.
If I have if I move this little club up to be a spade,
Yes,
I'm going to bid a spade.
even though you don't have 10 points.
Yes.
You go
1
to the
club,
2
1
level.
spade, I'm saying I have at least 6 points and I have at least 4 spades.
Oh, okay, so she hasn't, your opener hasn't bid a spade, they just bid a club.
Yeah.
Okay,
And maybe opener has a much better hand. So here's 10, 19 high card points. And again, opener won't need to show her spade suit.
right.
And it turns out that opener is going to bid 3-0 with 19 high card points after we respond. And it's a great contract. So I didn't know where to put this whole business about responding 1 no trump in the presentations. It seemed like it fit here. And again, everybody hates it for a while and then eventually you love it. So let's talk a little bit more responding in no trump. Remember, if you have a 4-card major, bid it. Opener is probably hoping you bid a 4-card major. So if you have a minimal hand, like we talked about, say 6 to 9 points, and it looks like this, opener bids a club or a diamond, you just bid 1 no trump. Now, suppose you have a stronger hand. So you've got 11 or 12. Well, now opener, if opener has more than a minimum, you guys probably have game. So now you bid, and we won't spend much time on this, but I need to have it in the presentation for the future. You bid 2 no trump, which says, partner, if you have more than the minimum, let's go to 3. And if you have 13 to 15, then you just bid the game yourself because you know that you've got it. And unlike 1 no trump was when sometimes we were stuck and we had to bid 1 no trump, right? With a funny shaped hand. We don't have to bid 2 or 3 no trump with a funny shaped hand because we'd have the 10 points we'd need to show our suit. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of more time on that. Let's talk about priorities. Opener bids a minor, and what do? You start describing your hand. You might pass if you have 0 to 5 points. You might bid a major if you have 6 points and 4-card major. Or you might bid no trump if you don't have a major to show. And we're still hoping for a major fit. We're still hoping to play in no trump because we hate playing in minors. You might raise partner. Somebody suggested that earlier on one of the hands. If Trish opens a club and I have a weak hand with 5 clubs, I'll bid 2 clubs. Or you might bid the other minor. If Trish opens a club and I've got a weak hand with 5 diamonds, I'll bid a diamond. And these are perfectly fine things to do, but we always hope we have something else to say. So here's the 10% to remember. When partner opens a minor, we still hope to play in a major or no trump. So we want to show a major suit if we have one. And we have to remember that opening one of a minor only promises 3 cards in the suit. And that responder's job is to start describing her hand. We bid a major if we have one. Opener almost always has a 4-card suit, but in the back of our mind, we should remember that it could be 3. So if we're going to raise diamonds, like if I open a heart and Trish is my partner, she has 3 hearts, she can raise my hearts. But to raise a diamond opener, we need to have 4 cards because it's probably a 4-card suit. And if it's a club opener, occasionally I raise with 4, but usually I want to have 5.
Is that because of the difference of the 87%?
Yep. My partner recently opened a club, and the person on my right doubled, and I bid 2 clubs just to be difficult. And we ended up in 2 clubs doubled for a bottom. Life goes on.
What does the bottom mean?
Bottom means we did worse than anybody else in the entire tournament on that hand. Thanks to me. But maybe next time, if the cards were different, it would have been brilliant. So you want to start describing your hand. You pass if you have fewer than 6 points. You bid a major if you have one. You bid no trump if it's appropriate. And we looked at some hands that don't feel like no trump openers, but we'll bid them anyway. And last resort is we'll bid a minor, either raising partner or bidding the other minor. And remember that going to the 2 level promises that we have at least 10 high card points. So I have a couple other slides with a lot of information on them, but it's 5, so I'm gonna not go through all of it. You'll notice that this slide says at the top, I hate this slide. But it's everything you need to know. But I'm not going to spend 10 minutes walking through it. So today we'll take a break. We'll play 6 hands or up to 6 hands, and we'll all sit south, kind of the usual drill. We'll bid, and we can discuss it while we're bidding or whatever, and we can certainly review the bidding and correct anybody who got to kind of a funny place. And then we'll play and talk about the play and see what happened at the different tables. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you, Phil.